Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about brainwash. So I'm going to share with you four words that are connected to brainwashing or influencing someone. So I know for a fact that with regard to influence, it's inevitable. It's like actually a nicotine, or it's like a smoke that you can really avoid because it's addictive. It's basically like, something, a tablet that you are depending on. So without further ado, let's get started. So but before that, please don't forget to click the red subscribe button down there so you'll be notified every time I'm going to share with you guys different words and different vocabulary words that you can use on your daily activities if you really want to sound like a fluent. So let's get started. So the first word is induce, and according to my research, induce means to move by persuasion or influence. So if we dive into or go over to move with influence, so I think it's about Jesus Christ. So Jesus Christ is actually like moving with persuasion. And I know for a fact that Jesus Christ actually moved by persuasion in a way that he was able to share gospels, proverbs, all about godly actions, godly activities. And I know that most of the people always forget, and I'm one of those. So I think it's a perfect time for me to share this special message, because of course we really have to be dependent on God, because He's the only one that will solve our problem. He is our go-to with regard to anxiety, difficulty, trials, hurdles, predicament, hindrances, and so many ugly things in life. So I would say that Jesus Christ is the one who induced about, of course, uh, for us to be good people and to share kindness, to follow God's rules, to give love, to give what we have. If we have so much things in life, if we have quite well off, or we have financial freedom, like for example me, even though I don't have penny in my pocket like million, I still share my money. Like for example, Banjaw people, whenever I'm taking riding on a jeepney, I make sure that if there's Banjaw, I actually give even 5 pesos, 3 pesos, because it's really nice to share what you have, even though you are not as well off as others. Because I believe that you cannot really bring your wealth in or under the soil, right? So I think it's nice to spread good things to people, and by doing good things, we have to make sure that that is authentic and that is real. So I think the best thing to do is to persuade people to spread kindness, forget about bashing, forget about insulting, throwing shade to one another. That is actually happening on social media, like celebrities, politicians, different types of people. So yeah, I think the best thing to do is to spread kindness, forgiveness as well. And I don't know how to work on forgiveness, but I think it's really okay to forgive someone who hurt you. I know it's difficult, but in time, you can do that. So the next is urge. So when you say urge, it means to earnestly persuade someone to do something or whatever it is. Like for example, celebrity, right? We all know for a fact that if we idolize a celebrity, we can never go wrong because it's something that we desire to do. It's a force that sometimes we cannot control because we're being brainwashed. And I believe that urge came from brainwash. Like, for example, me, I really look up to Ray. I admire her so much because she has a nerve to be confident, to be badass, to be body, but despite that, I would say that she's still humble because, yeah, I know for a fact that when she had like foundation for people who have cancers, educations, she actually got an award in at Cambridge University. So yeah, because she had a speech there that she focuses on like education. So she went to Africa in Malawi, specifically in Malawi. So she was so pitiful to people there, especially African kids, because despite that, it's difficult to survive there financially. When it comes to education, when it comes to everything. And I know that right now there's monkey facts going on. So it's really pitiful for African people that they are going through that hardship, that difficulty in life. And I know that it's such an exacerbated kind of event that, like it's like a curse, but hopefully not. So yeah, so going back to Reese project, yeah, she was able to help, not only project, but yeah, her advocacy, which is to help African people, African kids specifically, and she was able to help them by persuading kids to study despite poverty, despite the distance going back and forth to school, right? So that's one of one of the urges that I experienced is of course hungry. Yeah, it was inevitable. I really conformed everything that we has done with regard to fashion, with regard to tattoo. I got tattoos on my body. I got piercing. Those are all influence and urge that I felt when I looked up to Rihanna. So I was young, wild, and free. I wasn't able to control myself. It's like I was being brainwashed. And I realized in the latter part of my life, right, like now that I have to focus on my own life, my own forte, my own calling, my own interest, my cup of tea, what I'm crazy about. So, and that is actually about blogging. So I would say that the urge that I have felt with regard to yeah entertainment was a bit an experience because yeah, I actually didn't regret it because at first I already knew that my life would kind of miserable, but now I'm okay. So yeah, I've learned a lot of things from being confident, self-love, being kind. Sometimes I'm not. So yeah, so those are the things that I acquired from me. Imbue, it means that to permeate. For example, the spread of perfume. So if you actually spray perfume, if of course the smell is so good, it's so pleasing to your sense of smell, which is that perfume. So next the list is permeate or I mean imbue. So next the list is imbue. So what the heck is imbue? So when you say imbue, it means to permeate or to inspire. And by permeate, it means to spread. Like for example, scent of perfume. So if you suddenly spray perfume, a lot of people will look at you and will remember that scent and they will remember you. So that is, permeate. Like for example, a fart. A fart is synonymous to to perfume, because once you suddenly burst that air, then unfortunately people will look at you, and it's a humiliation because you fart. So that is the meaning of imbue, which is to permeate, right? So it's also like doing good things. So for example, if you have virtue in life, if you are giving person, and no matter what happens, even though you don't have a lot of money, but you still help people, even though not by means of financial, but with by means of physical help, like for example, if someone is crossing down, if someone is crossing down the road, and then this person is elderly or old woman, and then you help that person, that is a good thing to permeate or to imbue, because it's positive. And I know by positivity, it's such a good thing to spread or to permeate or to imbue, because if you do that, even though you don't force people to do the same, and if that sees by, like for example, kid, and then kid will do the same. So for example, you see a person that is, for example, indigenous people, and if you are on a jeepney, and then you're riding there to your work or wherever you go, and for some reason there is like, or there are, let's say there are indigenous people there, and asking for help financially, begging you, and you suddenly give, then there's a tendency that you can actually imbue people to do the same. So perhaps they will also get even a coin and give to that indigenous person or Bajau person or people. Because I know that if you show kindness to people, it will also imbue. On the other hand, imbue is not only about spreading kindness, but like for example, evilness. If, for example, you are at home, and then people discover that you're a bad person, that when you get drunk, you really fight your neighbors, and for example, you're always emotive and emotional, so the people that you see will see your actions and your misbehavior, and if that's the case, that those people that will look what you're doing will spread the news to people, so that is a bad news to you. That is a bad imbue, because of course you don't want to humiliate yourself, you don't want to let a lot of people get angry at you or become cold at you because of doing misbehavior, like even kids notice that. So be careful with the action that you are showing to people, because it's gonna go like a virus that will spread all over the world, or you can also go viral. So that is, I would say, is an example of imbue, which is doing good things or good deeds and bad deeds. So it depends on you. But if I were you, I would just show good deeds to people, because you can never go wrong with that. And I know that it's difficult to fake, because we're just human being. We cannot avoid who we are, and because we are human being, and we tend to get angry sometimes or every day if we are problematic, so sometimes we can avoid that. And if you see someone who is problematic or like always angry, understand that person, because perhaps that person is going through something, because I know indeed that not every day that emotion, that burden, that sour emotion is not forever. So perhaps this person is going through bad or tough times. So yeah, you just have to understand, empathize. Don't add fuel to the fire. instead try to still compliment, make make it like make negative to be positive, because if you add fuel to the fire, then it's like, it will never do you any good. So that is an explanation of Imbue. And the last but not the least is endow. So when you say endow, it means to provide, or yeah, to provide something. It could be quality, it could be asset, or whatever you want to share with people. But basically, when you say endow, you are sharing something. You are giving something what you have. Like for example, let me example, Heart Evangelista, right? So a lot of people are bashing Heart Evangelista because people would think that she is a shallow person because she only shows fashion, and I know that to some people they would think it's no brainer, but behind the scenes she has a good heart, because she has this advocacy to help animals. I actually watch her vlogs, and she's really caring for animals, and I think that is such a good activity, or deed, because you actually help homeless animals to save or to rescue. And as a matter of fact, she is building, it's like a shelter for animals, and yeah, she's going to raise funds, or perhaps from her own pocket, I'm not sure, but whatever her actions are, I believe that those would be for the sake of animals. And I am so impressed, and I'm fascinated by the good things that she is showcasing, despite that some people bash her. So another example of that is, of course, our gay people. So I know that gay people are the ones who are endowing anything that they can share and give to the loved ones that they are, they really love so much. And if I were also there or similar to them, I would also do the same, because that's also my go-to, right? That's something that I would naturally do to provide something for my lover. So that is an example of endow, because of course, in order for you to survive, for your relationship as couple, as partner, to survive, or to, what's the other term for that, to pull through, yeah, you really have to support your lover, not only financially but also your truthful love for that person. And I know that if you show that, it's not always about money, it's not all about financial, but the love that you can actually give to someone you love, despite that you guys are having same gender. Because yeah, love knows no gender. So yeah, love knows no gender means that whatever your gender is, as long as you are loving someone, as long as you only show love, affection, care for someone, I believe that it will be fruitful, and that fruitful would be an inspiration to a lot of people, or people that will notice, will see what they're doing. And we should not be judgmental, because I know that we are not perfect. So we just have to support instead. We should not bash, we should not badmouth or throw shades, because I know that you're not a perfect person to say something that is hurtful to the person that will get that kind of bash, or being nasty to people, being offenders. So yeah, if I were you, I would just support. Just always think of the positive side. It's like law of attraction. Because if you are thinking of bad things to people, to your neighbors, to your family, friends, of course, the negative impact would grow. So try to choose the good side. I know that some people would think it's a bullshit, but in my own experience, I think it's correct. So yeah, you just have to love your, and even your enemy, you have to love your enemy, because that's how you can survive. You can pull through your relationship, because I know that it's better if you are in a symbiotic kind of environment where synergy is taking place, and forgiveness as well. So try to spread positive vibes, try to help one another instead of hating one another, like especially online. So yeah, try to be nice with people wherever they are, because I believe that if you're a nice person, then your existence would be a legend to a lot of people. That's all. Thank you so much. And if you like my video, don't forget to click this. So if you like my video, don't forget to click the subscribe button down here and spread this good news. That's all. Thank you.